Hi, awesome ones. Well, I am so excited because in my last video, I asked if you wanted me to do an inspirational kind of fireside chat on how to embrace the holiday season. And the answer was a resounding yes. So the reason I'm so excited is because this is a video that's going to come straight from my heart. And I'm just so happy to do this for you. So what I'm going to say is maybe pour yourself a little beverage or just sit back and relax. And you know what, I'm going to be talking about such things such as how Christmas changes when the kids are grown up. We'll touch on loneliness too, because that's a big factor. But we'll also talk about fun things and even how to decorate the halls for some comfort and joy. First, I'd like to touch on the Christmas get-togethers. And I've got 4 kids. They're all grown, and I even have one grandchild. It's really too much for them, for me to expect that they're going to be at my home for, the Christmas dinner. I'm going to make a turkey dinner with all the fixings and everything. And of course, they're going to stay over and open all the presents on Christmas morning. It's just too much to expect. And especially when one of our kids, he's like a 5-hour plane ride away. And actually, we just heard from our son, and he said, the one that I talked about that's a plane ride away, he won't be able to make it for Christmas at all. He's got his whole life out west, and we did see him in October, so he's just decided that he just can't make the trip, and I respect his wishes. Again, he's got plans, but it's really hard. And last year, our other son, the one with the grandchild, he said that he didn't want to come to our house and it had to be at his home for the baby's schedule. And we had to respect the wishes, of course. But does that mean now that the evening Christmas dinner is gone? How is all this going to work? And the big question is, how do we pivot? So I guess the quick answer is we need to accept. But also, Christmas Day, I'm not going to keep that completely open all the time, just waiting for people to decide to come or not to come to our home. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for their itinerary earlier. And that way I really know how Christmas is really going to pan out. And I went to my comments. I did a recent post on social media, and I went to some comments, and they had some great answers for how they accept and how they did some pivoting. A few of you said that you enjoy Thanksgiving with the family, and then since nobody's going to be around again around Christmas time, you take off to a beach somewhere or Florida, and you know what? That sounds pretty good, actually. Some of you mentioned that your daughters or your sons, they're the ones having the Christmas dinner now, and that you help out, and some of you even have it catered. So those are just a couple of great ideas. And what I would love to know in the comments is, how are you pivoting? If you're going through this, you don't have the traditional at-home dinner anymore, how are you pivoting? Now, I just want to mention here about losing loved ones and how they'll never be home for Christmas. And as most of you know, I lost my mom when I was in my 20s. And just recently, in the last couple of years, I've lost my brother. So this can be really, really hard. And you know what? We all heal differently, for sure. But if you're finding that you're just spending Christmas alone and you just want to be left alone, you might want to start. You can get some help, of course, for that, but you might want to start thinking about just getting out there and enjoying life a little bit. And again, touchy subject, I know, but I'm going to go to the comments again because I did put this out there and I got a few really interesting comments. I heard from many women who volunteer for a good cause, maybe at a daily food bank, and they said that it fills their hearts with grace and purpose. Others have joined communities where, a lot of like-minded women get together, and that's another idea. But I think my favorite one is from a woman who, she knows several other women who have lost their spouses, and what they do is they get together for a Caribbean vacation, and there's that beach idea again. And for me, Caribbean vacation, that sounds pretty good. And talking about pivoting, let's change from the Christmas Day time to the holiday season. And did you know that a recent study showed that people who get up their Christmas decorations early are happier? And you can count me in on that one. Now, besides the tree that's kind of in our front window there, I bought this family of deers, and I absolutely love them. And by the way, if you're looking for some Christmas decor, just go to amazon.com/shop/awesomeover50. We set up a whole section there, and it's called the Christmas section. And you can find the deers there. I also have a beautiful wreath adorning the front door, and it's my idea that, yeah, these make me happy, but I really hope that they put a smile on the faces of the people as they're walking by. Now, as I mentioned, inside the tree is up, and also I even decorated the Benjamina. I put on some lights, I put on some ornaments, make it a little cheerier. Even throw pillows, I have covers for them to make them a little bit more Christmassy, and even the dog has his own pillow. So if I continued on with a lot of the decorations that I have here, this video is going to be way too long, but I just will let you know that there's a lot of comfort and joy in each room. Okay, next, let's do something. I love the Christmas winter wonderland, the festivals, the store windows, and you meet some pretty interesting people there. I also love to kind of stop for a hot chocolate and just, of course, do a little bit of shopping. But most of all, I love to go to a little town, and really, those little towns that kind of look like they're right out of a Hallmark movie. They're so much fun, and it really brings in the holiday spirit. I'm listening to Christmas carols that I've heard for years. I'm seeing the sights, the sounds, the food, and for me, that's bringing me a lot of comfort and joy. And don't forget to bundle up for the cold when you're there. But let's talk about being inside for a second, and let's talk about baking. That's something that you can do with the kids well before the actual Christmas day. So, just get all the fixings for it and get some eggnog in and just enjoy the time together. I just love doing this with my daughters, and we bake some pretty funny looking cookies. Here's a sugar cookie, which is a melted snowman. So that's a lot of fun. We also do gingerbread men, of course, shortbread cookies. And if you're wondering, what do you put them in? The dollar store is fabulous for little Christmas tins. So it's also a great way where if you're on a budget, you can give out the cookies as gifts. And I'd love to hear in the comments how you spend the time between, Thanksgiving and New Year's. What are some great things that you like to do? Because this is an area here in our comments where we really do share together. And I try to read all of them because not only I'm just so happy that you're here and I want to read them, but also you're giving me some great ideas. So please share. And talking about sharing, a heartfelt thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this inspirational video for you. I'm still going to do the fashion and the beauty, but I don't know, I love doing these. How do you feel about me doing more of them throughout the year? I would really like to know in the comments, and it would be an absolute honor for me to share them with you. As most of you know, for years now, about 2 or 3 times a week, I post an inspirational post on Facebook and Instagram, and I would love to be adding more videos into the mix. And talking about adding something into the mix, I've been working on for months now a new project. I am so excited. It's just for you, it's just for your age group, and it's going to be introduced soon, and it's going to be introduced like a new year, new you. So stay tuned for that one. And in the meantime, I really hope that I've inspired you and that I could bring a little bit more joy into the holiday season for you, and that, you know, whether it's baking or getting together with some friends or just going to a festival or two, you know, I just want to wish you comfort. I want to wish you joy. Don't forget to share too some of your ideas. And for me, that's just one more way to keep it awesome.